Simmons and Beal talking lots of smack.
That will get back. Brooks hits the deck, and he and Henson come together. Noah.
Welcome back
to another edition of the Trash Talk Long Distance Relationship Ceremony. Here we are in beautiful mum's bedroom while my man Seko is hanging over in Nice in the south of France.
still.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui. That's about all I know.
It's getting you by, isn't it, mate?
Gemapel Seko. I don't even say it right. It's so bad. I've been
Really
here for a week now.
It.
What?
Mate, mercy.
Yeah,
What?
mercy. Show mercy. I don't know.
Show far too much mercy, but welcome to this post-Game 2 recap that we're kind of throwing out there. We weren't really expecting to do another podcast, but here we are.
Too much has happened.
Too much has happened for it to go untalked about. And when I say untalked about, I mean we need to throw as much shit talk on top of it as we possibly can.
Of course. But, yeah.
Of course, it's what we do. It's what we do.
Fish, I think first things first, let's get a bit of general housekeeping out of the way. We touched on this last week. We're going to touch on it again. Our boy Schreiber is coming up with all the right plays coming down the stretch of 2015, and he's pulled another one out.
Official. He's gone rogue, mate. It's gone kind of crazy. He's gone all the way through. He's posted it on his family's Facebook.
That's unbelievable.
I love how, even though we're half a world away, mate, we can still endure the technical difficulties that have become a staple in all of our podcasts.
Mate, this is French internet for you. We haven't upgraded our broadband to the fibre optic yet. We're still waiting for our Prime Minister to get on that. But you know what? Tones has put in a good word about the Australian broadband and how good that scheme's been. So hopefully us in France can benefit from that.
Yeah, because Dubbo's so well connected at the moment.
Dubbo.
I mean, why can't France?
Dubbo's online. The zoo has a website now.
Epic.
That's good. That's great news.
That's insane.
Who would have known there was a zoo there?
Not the meerkats.
No.
They definitely wouldn't have.
God, no. And they're not online at the best of times.
It's something like that. But, mate, we're going to get back into it.
Yeah.
Schreiber, congrats, mate. You've made it official. Hopefully we can be the third and fourth wheel that you guys deserve.
Look,
maybe not the ones you need right now, but hopefully the ones you deserve.
Look, Fish, I agree on all those points you're making about Schreiber, but I have to give you my opinion on what I saw on the plays. They were sneakily very dirty. He's sneakily one of the dirtiest players in our game. He did this all without the referees looking, including us, and I wouldn't be surprised if the league wants to fine him some big dollars because, yeah, you just can't go doing that without telling the boys. Without our consult? Is that even a word? Consent. Yes. So, Schreiber, wherever you are watching this, and I know you're probably not, you're probably still dressed as a sailor. Mate, congrats to you, but you'll be getting a letter any day.
Man, we got some head office issues. We're happy for you, but it's protocol, mate. We can't We can't let you set the example and let the rest adhere to your lack of decorum.
Exactly. Anyway,
so I
moving
think
on.
that's said and done. That's said and done. A little bit more housekeeping. Welcome to my mother's room. The entirety of the internet. I know that only 3 of you will be watching. Mostly me, Seko, and Schreiber. But he'll
Us
only watch after we
rewatching.
told him that he got a shout out. So, welcome. I've not been up here in 7 years, and there's a pretty good reason for that. So it's taken a solid amount of effort for me to get up here today. So, hope the world appreciates the 2-bedroom special.
When are you going to get an inclinator going up those stairs?
As soon as Tony Abbott permits us to do it. I shouldn't be able to go up here. I haven't been up here in years.
Yeah. Except when we watched the Storm that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was with the wine in hand, and I can't really remember much after that night.
That was a good one.
Just like that. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Lightning. And speaking of come on, Lightning.
Tampa Bay.
Is
this an NHL special? Oh my God.
Yeah, why not? Let's kick it that way. Tampa Bay got up 3-2. Game 3 against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Big away win for them.
Huge.
Close one.
Huge win.
Enormous.
I got to say, I've got no idea what I'm talking about, but I do just follow the highlights and look at the scores, and from everything I gather from the way social media carries on, that's a big win for them. So, God bless you people down in Tampa. It's about time Tampa got excited about something. Their trash football team's been a mess in recent years, so let's hope that our boy
killing it.
our boy Jameis Winston's going to bring some silverware to that decorated franchise. Anyway, we are so out of our depth right now. We've got no idea what we're talking about.
Tampa Bay, stand up.
That is a fucking touchdown.
Just send it, Jesus.
Okay.
I think that's more than enough, Phil. I reckon we've got to smash through this NBA chat.
Yeah, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it.
Because, to be honest, I don't think that we're going to decide anything after this, because I'm still just so discombobulated about this. I've just been rattled and smacked around. Between Game of Thrones and the NBA Finals, I've been a smacked piece of wet newspaper, I can tell you that much.
Mate, do you even have time to do anything else these days?
Mate, not too much, so it's a good feeling, I can tell you that much.
That's pretty good. I'm glad you've got stuff taking up your time, because my days so far have been wake up, probably watch the replay of the game that was on the night before, and then eat, and then go to bed.
Solid.
Yeah. Occasionally listen to someone else's podcast ramblings about what they think, and then I just absorb their opinion.
That's really strange, because I feel like that's exactly how LeBron James is doing at the moment. I feel like that's all he's doing.
Hey, LeBron.
Because he's not doing much, has he? He's not done much.
No.
For this finals.
No.
Aside from, that little thing that kind of puts a stamp on him being the best player of our generation.
Yeah.
He is being... I think it's almost unquestionable now. It's absurd. He's made his own dynasty, and these finals are proving his point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are talking about like if LeBron loses these finals, he goes 2-4 in NBA finals. But the thing is, like, you look at what he's playing with this year. And also, when he made the 07 finals, both those Cavs teams are just, without Irving and Love this year, that's like a terrible team. And with the 07 team, LeBron was the only player. And so you cannot look at he got swept in 07. So, yeah, that was you kind of wanted him to win a game, but just him winning that game alone last night just proved how fucking unreal this guy is. He just,
It's absurd.
Him celebrating at the end of the game, like as much, I'm going for Golden State, but a part of me was like, wow, like I felt kind of, I was like, that's a great moment.
I don't think I've respected LeBron James more.
Yeah, I agree.
I think part of it has to do with a little bit of our Australianism to warrant the underdog.
Yeah,
we never really exempt the hero. Just in Australian society, we disdain people based on territories, and if they're cocky, if they're humble and they're a good playmaker, then we absolutely love them, and we absolutely cherish the people who do that. Let's just like even in the NRL, Andrew Johns is considered one of the greatest players to ever grace rugby league in Australia, and it was because he was such a good passer and set up other people. He was clinical with it, whereas you might get someone like Greg Inglis, who is an absolute machine who people enjoy, but it's more fashionable for someone in Australia to just kind of not really enjoy someone who's that good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we like going for the small underdog.
We like going for the smaller...
Matty Orford, make a return of the game, bro. Remember Matt the Ox Orford? Oh, God, he was like 5'5", and he just was like this little chicken nugget running around the field. Good on him. I hope he's well, whatever he's doing in his life.
Running around Suffield, mate. Very similar.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit a part of our Australianism that we really didn't enjoy LeBron James as much as I now enjoy him. I think this
one point on that.
It's not just the series. Go.
I think it had a lot to do with him when he left Cleveland in 2010 and joined forces with Wade and Bosh in Miami, and they had like this super team. As much as LeBron still did so much for that team, it was like I don't know, it felt a little bit like an easy way out for him to get a chip. Like he needed all this help around him. But now I have a newfound respect for those Miami days because he's gone back to Cleveland. And he did have Love and Irving this season, and he got those kind of mid-season trades as well to help him. And I was like, oh yeah, it's just LeBron getting more help. He's proving right now that he can still be one of the most fucked up good players no matter who's around him. And yeah, this series is making me respect the hell out of him for sure. Now that Irving's down. Yeah.
Irving's down now that Love's down, and he's still carrying this team, and the amount of fire that he's playing with.
Oh, his will to win is just really unbelievable.
It's absurd. So it's really just, it's so incredible to kind of witness this, because I feel like this series is just going from height to height.
Yeah,
I was really kind of thinking that, it's LeBron James. He's going to give it a red hot go, but it's going to come more so from him having a little bit stronger legs.
Yeah,
coming through a very depleted East.
Yeah.
And so I felt like it'd be one of those kind of series where LeBron James tries to come out thick and fast, and then the Warriors will just smother them, and it'll end up in a 5-game series. I can see this thing after that game, after the way that the Warriors are going. I'm not saying that this is my opinion, but I wouldn't be as surprised to see it go to Game 7 as I would have done a week ago.
Yeah, fully.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just, the Cavs have just blown me away. Tristan Thompson's tenacity in the paint, Dellavedova's ability to rattle Steph Curry. I didn't think that I didn't think he had the chops to really ruffle his feathers I thought that he'd give it a shot, but I didn't think for him to succeed like he did in game 2, where Curry was only 2 for 13.
Yeah.
Like him shooting 21% from the floor is probably one of his worst shooting performances of this season, regular and post.
Apparently, it's the third time ever that Curry has shot 20 shots or more and only hit 5 of them. So 5 or less. Sorry. So like that's his what? That's his one of his third worst performances ever. Which like a lot of people are saying like Dellavedova's done an amazing job on Curry. And I agree. I think it's the best I've seen someone get up in Steph Curry's drill. But also, Curry missed quite a few open shots the other night that he was making before this series. And I think that's got more to do. Like, Delly's doing a great job, don't get me wrong. But I think also the lights are a bit brighter in these finals, and Curry and Thompson have both taken turns at looking a little bit rattled. I
think that the rattled aspect. Yeah, I think at the moment, I think it might have a little bit of something to do with maybe the 2 concussions that they suffered.
Oh like, God, we're going to get into this.
No. But I'm just saying, like I wouldn't have expected them to be straight back into it.
Yeah,
it might take a little bit. I have no doubt that they'll still shine, and it was still. I'm just saying that it might be a combination of maybe a little bit tired legs, just a generally bad night, coming off a couple of pretty sketchy falls.
Yeah, for sure.
In previous games, and some really, really good suffocating defense from the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
I think it's just a combination of all those things where it's not one primarily, but it's a combination of those things each taking in turn that are kind of restricting the Warriors from playing like the Warriors.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think the thing is, a lot of people are saying like the Cavs should be up 2-0. But
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either, and that's because I think if the Cavs had taken Game 1, I don't think the Warriors would have played like they did in Game 2, because to me they looked like they were a little bit. I wouldn't say like they just looked a little bit too content for my liking. They blew a lot of kind of open buckets. Mo Spates missing an open dunk like towards the end of the game was just weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like there was just some kind of I don't know. Like I wouldn't say they weren't playing hard, but they just looked like maybe they thought it was going to come a bit easier now that Kyrie was out. And what the end result was Cleveland.
They underestimated the willpower of the best player in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And Cleveland's defense just played them right. Like they just played right into the way that Cleveland wanted them to play. And also, I kind of forgot about the little subplot. J.R. Smith looked like he was trying his hardest to lose that game. Some of the dumbest fouls I've ever seen down the stretch ever. If LeBron didn't knock him out, if they had a loss, LeBron would have knocked him out. I've never seen LeBron so, like, he was so exhausted at that point of the game. The look he was giving JR was just like, are you effing kidding?
And I don't blame him. I really don't blame him.
How can you do that when you see how hard
stuff? I was losing it. I was like, oh my God, like, because I was rooting for the Warriors. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Bay Area. Shout out to Foster City Elementary School. Get him.
Oh gosh.
Foster City Karate. And the Foster City Bulls, my football team over there.
Oh,
Get him.
Yes, that is great.
Hashtag Gators.
Gators. I was going to wear my Gators hat today, but I couldn't because I couldn't find it.
Disappointed, mate.
I have a feeling I might have left it in a certain city, but what was I going to say? Nah, I'm sure I still have it. I've just got so much shit. back to the point. LeBron is sorry. It's funny you were saying before, like LeBron. We think that LeBron is kind of just reading everything everyone writes or says about him, because you saw down the stretch last night, the game was on the line and he drove to the basket rather than taking a fadeaway jumper, which everyone was getting on him for after game one. And he drove, and I don't know about you, but I'm a bit biased, but I still think he got fouled. He got pretty, like, there were 3 hands, like, all over him on that last drive, and I think in a regular season game, if that's in the middle of a game, that's a foul. I think even if that was in the middle of this game, but because it's down the stretch, the officiating was just fucking pathetic last night, I thought. Like, and
it was really all over the place.
I'm going for the Warriors, but there were some terrible calls against LeBron that I thought, like, usually you're like, oh, LeBron gets, like, kind of gimmies from the rest, but not last night. That was some of the worst officiating I've seen in a while.
He got some really strange. I would be fine with him getting a couple of the non-calls where he does seem to get a lot of those. He does seem to get a lot of those little calls, and it probably has a lot of reason to do with him having the ball every single possession.
Yep.
But I'd be fine to see it be more of a non-call kind of, rather than him getting calls against him.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like a lot of that really came out of nowhere. There were so many calls against him rather than non-calls. If they just want to go and let it play on, then so be it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that one play that you were talking about where Andre Iguodala really, like, forearm checks him.
Yeah.
It was also on almost, to me anyway, it was definitely a travel on LeBron's part. So I was happy that they came across with the non-call.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
I was okay with that. But if it was any other regular season game, that'd be a foul.
Yeah.
And the only way that I could see that was a non-foul was that they saw the travel, they didn't pick it up, they saw the foul, they went, we're not going to pick it up.
Yeah. I just think, I agree, but I feel like there was quite a lot of, early in the game, there were some calls that I was just like, wow, okay, can't they just let him play? And then at the end of the game, they're making those calls, or they're not making those calls. And I'm just like, it was
just too flipped.
Oh, it's just, they're so hot and cold. It kind of drives me insane. It's hard to watch sometimes. But, like, if it weren't for how bloody entertaining those games were anyway, like, yeah, I'm just glad. I'm glad that kind of there's a part of me that's happy that LeBron got that win, because I feel like he fucking earned it for sure. And I think it might be also the kick in the ass that the Golden State needed. I think they're going to come out firing in Game 3. I can't wait for Game 3.
I was just about to say that. I was going to say I'm happy for it because of LeBron James. He deserved a win for how gutsy he's been.
Yeah.
And the Warriors needed that. Like, they needed it against Memphis. They needed it here. They're playing against 2 slow teams that go into the paint, different paint players, but it's more ISO based on battering down your fucking door.
Mm.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the Golden State Warriors respond.
Yeah, I think Steve Kerr's going to have to make some pretty major adjustments, because I don't know if the theory of letting LeBron get his 40 and will just be sweet is going to work anymore, which is great. LeBron's probably quote of the year, I thought, was someone in the post-game conference was like, oh, Steve Kerr, apparently their tactics are that, like, they're letting you get 40 and then they're going to go on and win the game. And LeBron's like, they're not letting me get 40. I went out and got 40. Like, I had to get all those buckets. And it's true.
Jeez.
Like,
definitely.
I don't know exactly if they're being like, let LeBron score 40, but I think it's more so like they just want to make sure that they'd rather LeBron just kind of hog the ball and take all his shots, rather than see someone like J.R. Smith get hot, or Shumpert all of a sudden find his rhythm, and then all of a sudden LeBron's got help. Like, you know what I mean? If they keep the ball out of J.R. Smith's hands and keep defending him well, as much as it sounds ridiculous that we're talking about J.R. Smith, all of a sudden there's two options going forward if J.R. Smith's hot, and it's like, okay, now you've got to worry about two people. If they're denying the ball from these other players and keep Cleveland playing this static basketball, I can see what they're doing, but I think they've got to change it up now. I think they've got to send more double teams, which they did a little bit, but not enough. If LeBron's still scoring 38...
LeBron?
Yeah. Yes. And maybe Mozgov. Someone needs to help...
Well.
Someone needs to help Bogut out. Yeah, he's causing all kinds of problems down there.
His touch has really surprised me. I knew that he was a bit of a battering ram and could kind of go in and cause havoc in the paint, but I didn't know that he had a few moves like he does. Like,
yeah,
I didn't see that coming at all.
He finishes really strong. At the rim, and
really strong, really soft at the same time.
And he's not a bad free throw shooter either, so you can't just kind of foul him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one for the Warriors because Bogut couldn't really handle him, and Festus Ezeli couldn't really handle him either. Both got into foul trouble defending him, and the only way the Warriors were kind of able to get Mozgov off the floor was when they went small and they put Draymond Green as the center, and all of a sudden there were spacing issues for Cleveland. There was no room for LeBron to drive to the rim because you've got Mozgov and Tristan Thompson in there just like filling up the lane. So that was the Warriors' one saving grace in that fourth quarter. But even then they couldn't. Like, I don't know. I was thinking that now that Mozgov's out, like maybe the Warriors were going to turn it on. But I don't know. They never hit that gear that I was expecting them to hit. You were just waiting for this Warriors avalanche of threes to come, and it just never came. I don't know.
Yeah, it does kind of get frustrating, but that's a testament to the Warriors, is because we expect that now.
Yeah.
You don't expect that from any team, ever. But with the Warriors,
Celtics,
it just seems to be like... It never seems like... I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that.
LaMarcus Aldridge, if you're listening, come hang out. Yes.
LA is definitely not going to the Celtics.
Oh, mate. You heard it here first. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to pull back and then call you clairvoyant, Seko. No. And we're going to send the clip to Jalen and Jacob.
We're going to do a pod when I'm home. We'll do like a free agency special, I think.
Cool.
Cover all free agents and where we think they're going. Even though we got no idea, but we'll just speculate. It's fun to speculate.
Speculate. Why not? Why not? I mean, we get 1 in 10. We get 1 in 10. Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. Bill Simmons isn't going to speculate. Bill Simmons ain't walking through that door, Fish. So someone's got to take his place and
this is
speculate.
Our podcast Tino game.
This is our
podcast game.
Oh, God.
We just got swept and Bill Simmons ain't walking through that door.
We haven't been swept. We're still going strong. I don't know. But
I think it's about an 8 at this point, mate. I don't think we've gotten a win yet.
No, we haven't gotten a win. We're tanking. We're tanking for a good draft pick. We might pick up Bill in the off season. Who knows?
Yeah, here's hoping.
Yeah.
Tank for Bill Simmons.
we gotta What are those puns that Jalen always says?
We need like a pull down your ribbons for Bill Simmons.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I can't think of any others. Yeah, we're done. But back to what
I gave you the best. I wanted you to be quick on that.
Oh, I'm so slow today. But I've had 2 coffees as well, which is surprising.
I've had wines, which is surprising.
That's well played, sir.
Oh man, I didn't think that my setup here could get any more comfy, but I'm like passing out. I've already yawned about 3 or 4 times.
Hey, just take a bit of Panadeine Fort just to set you back.
I've got a little bit of endone, to be fair.
That
I'll just
endone.
start staring.
No, you
Just
gotta
start
save.
staring at the ceiling fan.
You gotta save that. You gotta save that for the right occasion.
True,
Um,
I do.
who knows when that is?
Hypothetically, what kind of occasion would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly like a best friend's birthday coming up in July. I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
No, I'm
Good
joking.
point.
I'm joking.
But Schreiber's birthday isn't until October.
Oh shit! I got the dates wrong.
In a dick, mate.
Um.
Got baller's life, man.
Oh yeah. I've had it between my feet this whole pod because I just sleep with it and everything. Back to what we were saying. We've gone so far off track, but
Always.
back to, we have that expectation, that regular season expectation of the Warriors and how they play. And I don't know, I think, like we've already touched on it, that inexperience, they haven't been to this, to the finals before. It's a very inexperienced team, young team. And so I think, there's the expectation of them playing like like how we've seen all season, but also there should be a part expectation that sees them show their inexperience. I think people need to realize again and wake up to the fact that they haven't been here before. So I'd be surprised if Steph stays this cold for the rest of the series. I think he's going to heat back up. Clay, we saw glimpses of it in Game 2. I think he ended up with 34 points, which is good. But Steph was very cold. So
It was very cold. And look, it happens.
Yeah. Oh,
it happens. And you can kind of expect it where it's like, you know that he doesn't have experience. You know that this is his first time ever being within the top 5 players in the game, let alone the best. Let alone him getting the MVP of this season.
Yeah.
It's absurd, you know what I mean? So for us to sit here and go, Steph shouldn't have been cold, Steph shouldn't have done this, you can't really, because he is inexperienced.
Yeah.
No players on that roster, including the coach, have finals experience in their positions.
Yeah, agreed. And we've seen the man himself, LeBron, choke in the finals. Like we have that first season he had with Miami against Dallas. He was not great. Dwayne Wade was the best player on that team, and
Nowitzki was borderline incredible.
Dirk Nowitzki was the German terrorist, just freaking terrorizing the whole of South Beach.
Mate, he looked like Larry Bird.
Yeah,
out there.
Simply put,
he looked like Larry Bird.
But then, to LeBron's credit, he comes back the next year. They smoke OKC. The next year, they have the tough series against San Antonio that goes to 7, and a lot of that was LeBron putting the team on his back. And then, obviously, last season he just didn't have any help. But yeah, I mean, we've seen the best players, bar Michael Jordan, choke in the finals. But yeah,
that's the reason why Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Yep, he's the GOAT, and I'm happy to. I think he's happy to sail into the horizon with that feature.
Exactly, but even LeBron James, I think if he continues this run, regardless of whether they win or lose, even if they lose, he's making a statement for being one of the top 5 greatest players ever.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree.
I think we're well past the point where he's ever gonna beat Michael Jordan.
No,
if he was better than Michael Jordan, he would have done it by now.
Yeah,
that we would know by now. He would have won last year. He would have won this year, and done it so much so that he humiliated the offense.
Yeah,
but that's his own struggle. Not everyone can be the greatest player ever. He's probably the most versatile player I've ever. For someone to play 1 through 4, be able to defend 1 through 4, he's probably the most versatile player in history.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really matter.
You have to also look at it. they both played in a very different time. Who knows what LeBron would have been like if he was playing back in the early 90s. And also,
who knows what LeBron would have been like if LeBron was versing people in the West.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Where it's like he's been blessed with a very depleted East.
Hey, well,
the only way that
early in his career it wasn't.
No, early in his career it wasn't. But I think
in recent times,
the only way that the East would have, the only way that the East would have been more packed would be if Chris Bosh was still at Toronto, and he stayed at Cleveland throughout his entire career. I feel like that would be the only reason why the East would be sort of as competitive as the West now.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good, but just as competitive.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But there's so many different little aspects that come into it.
We could sit here all day and talk about LeBron, Jordan, and why people. It's an unfair comparison, but yeah. Let's get back to these finals. There's one topic I wanted to bring up, which is a little bit less serious, but I've got to say it's been an absolute treat listening to Jeff Van Gundy these 2 games. He is by far my favorite commentator. Like he's hilarious. I love his little rants. I love like his opinions on everything. They're always so valid. He's awesome.
So incredible.
He's awesome. And a lot of people dig on Mark Jackson for he's a bit kind of either biased against the Warriors or for the Warriors. Like, I don't know, he picks his nights to rip on him.
He's really absurd like that, isn't he?
It's super weird. But I've got to admit, listening to them two conversate, like, and just joke around while they're commentating is great. It's so much fun.
It's so fun. I mean, and my biggest, like my appreciation for Jeff Van Gundy is the fact that whenever I hear his voice, I remember that he looks like a light bulb with glasses on.
Yeah.
It's something where it's just, as soon as I hear his voice, it flashes onto my head, pun intended. It's incredible.
Yes.
It just snaps on, and I just see this little talking light bulb with glasses on.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't know.
How can you beat that?
I don't know.
How can you beat that?
He just seems like this like cute little character that just rambles on. It's great. I don't know. Did you?
He's the guy everyone loves in the retirement village.
Mm.
And they all know him as, that dickhead Stan? Yeah, that's the really nice guy's brother.
It's a really nice guy's brother. Stan Van Gundy. We're just going to build a fucking wall. The wall defense theory.
The wall defense. If they get Draymond Green in the postseason.
Well, okay.
After the postseason.
Too soon.
Hey.
Too soon. No, he's staying at the Warriors. But what was I going to say? Did you catch the latest edition of NBA Players Read Mean Tweets on Jimmy Kimmel?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh, you got to see Van Gundy's one. It is so great. So Mark Jackson reads his, and it's like Mark Jackson is the worst voice on NBA commentary team. It's set for Jeff Van Gundy, and then it switches straight to Jeff Van Gundy, and Jeff Van Gundy reads it out, and it's like, Jeff Van Gundy is a fool, LOL. And then Van Gundy looks up at the screen and he's like, I is. It's just the best. It's just the best moment ever. It's hilarious. Hey, the door's knocking.
He's so well versed.
Oh, I'll be back.
All right, you got to put on the pod. You got to bring whoever that is on during the pod.
Sorry. Can I 15 more minutes? Sorry. Like 15.
Bring her in, Seko.
Are you gonna do it now? Okay. Give me 5 minutes. Thank you. Shit, bro. I got 5 minutes.
With the pod, please.
She's not happy. I was meant to be gone 20 minutes ago, but yeah, I've got 5 minutes.
Too easy. Well, we'll just wrap it up here, mate.
Let's wrap it up.
We're gonna go and watch NBA players read mean tweets in a short minute. Lil B. Oh, did you see? It was on Jalen and Jacoby recently. Maurice Spates in 2007 made a tweet saying, "Little B sucks."
Oh no!
Could that be the reason why he missed that open dunk?
The Lil B curse, possibly.
Could that be the Little B curse?
Possibly. I don't know. If I'm Steve
There is-
Kerr, I'm taking Maurice Spates out of the rest of this series because he's cursed now.
I would too.
Lil B's cursed him.
I think Mikhail was unfortunate to leave him in for as long as he did.
Yep. Unfortunately, that curse will get you, man.
That it will. And on that note, mate, as you're sending me off to bed to have nightmares about me saying any trash against Lil B, I'll leave you here, mate. Great game 2. Absolutely phenomenal. We didn't really get to touch on game 1, which we haven't really recapped either, but I think there's no real need for us. Everyone knows, and it's old news by now. So to everyone at home, all three of us, it's been really nice to be back in. Seko's got a French maid coming around to clean his apartment.
Yeah,
he's a man of principle, and he sticks to his word. So,
yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way. As always, mate, it's been a pleasure. Let's talk again real soon.
Hoping that my nodding is in time with the music that I've got in post-production.
I'm gonna say we're gonna use some Little B so we get some good vibes for our draft picks this summer. Yeah. Little B, shout out.
Little B from Oz to you, mate.
Cheers, Little B.
Good luck. Let's the Warriors.
Let's go. See you, pal.
See you, mate.
Real trap shit.